It's not just about opening your doors and being like, hey guys, I have this product, come and buy it. It's about the buildup, it's about the story, it's about the entire experience that leads them from having never heard of you before to realizing that you can help them solve a problem to actually getting them to buy from you. Hello, beautiful entrepreneur. You are in the right place if you are someone who wants to have your first six-figure launch. This video is essentially what I wish I had when I was trying to have my first six-figure launch. So let's jump in. The first tip is that I want you to future-proof your offer. Now, what do I mean when I say that? You want to have the kind of offer that is not going to require a lot of maintenance from you in the future. I see so many people create these magnificent offers and they sell them, but then they get caught up in the delivery of these programs and it ends up sucking the life out of them. And when your program or course or whatever it is that you've created, when that thing is draining you, you're going to have less energy to then put into the promotion and selling of whatever that thing is. So really asking yourself the question, how do I make this as easy for my future self as possible to maintain and continue? If my operations manager, Laura, was here, she would tell you 100% to keep it simple. There are so many times when I want to add different elements to whatever it is that I'm offering. And Laura has to stop me and be like, okay, but is this realistic? Are you going to have the energy for this? And is this something that's going to be easy for you to do? If the answer is no to any of those questions, then it has to be a no. So that's the first thing. Future-proof your offer because you want to make sure that you have the time, effort, and energy to focus on selling, promoting, and scaling your offer once you've launched it. My second piece of advice is to do your market research, which I know is a really unsexy thing to say, but it's one of the most important things you can do. But the only way to do this is by truly understanding them. I've actually created something brand new that I know you're gonna love. It's called the Ultimate Launch Bootcamp, and this is specifically for you if you are someone who wants to have your first six-figure launch. It's a 5-day boot camp. And on day 3, I'm gonna be deep diving into a lot of tips and tricks that are gonna help you with this. If you wanna get your messaging right, if you wanna get your communication right so that you can convert more lurkers into sales, then definitely keep an eye out for Ultimate Launch Bootcamp. A third tip to having your first six-figure launch is to focus on your mindset. Launching can fuck with your mind. It's really hard to put yourself out there and wave a flag and be like, I'm selling my product, who wants to buy it? It puts you front and center. It's very confronting with your self-image. It's tough, it's really difficult. That's why it's extremely important to stay connected with the vision that you have. What does that mean? Sounds like hocus pocus. Sounds like fluff. It means staying connected to why you're doing what you're doing, who you're here to serve, how you're here to serve them. It actually piggybacks off of our last tip. The same way that you're communicating with them and the same messages that you're putting out there to them, they're the same things that you need to stay connected with as well mentally so that you understand that your product is here to help people, that you're here to serve. And that by putting yourself out there and really giving your launch the best chance of success possible is in the best interest of everyone. It brings it all back to that money mindset video that I posted last week. If you missed that, go and check it out. It is in everyone's best interest that this launch does well, and I want you to remember that. So mindset-wise, hold on to the goal of what it is that you're trying to accomplish and throw everything that you have at it. But remember that the reason why you're doing this is to help other people and to serve other people. And in knowing that, that's what brings this calmness over you during the launch of just full surrender and trust of the right people are going to join, the people who need this are the ones who are going to sign up for it. I don't need to force anyone to sign up. The right people are gonna sign up. I just think that there's this guilt and shame that people have about promoting their products and about launching their products, and I just think it's largely unnecessary because if you have a product that helps people, then you should be proud to talk about it. My fourth tip to having your first six-figure launch is to use a strategy. I don't know about you, but I'm an extremely strategic person. I have never launched anything without a launch strategy, without having some kind of plan of how I was going to get people's attention and build up the excitement to the point where they'd be like, yes, this is what I need to buy, right? It's not just about opening your doors and being like, hey guys, I have this product, come and buy it. It's about the buildup, it's about the story, it's about the entire experience that leads them from having never heard of you before to realizing that you can help them solve a problem to actually getting them to buy from you. So if you look at someone like Alyssa, who had her first 6-figure launch, and you compare it to her last launch, which was only a 5-figure launch, the one big change that she made was that she implemented a strategy that works. Okay, so this is not about guessing games. This is about finding a strategy that works, implementing it for yourself, and then tweaking it so that you make it work specifically for you and your audience. The amount of times that I see people just kind of like open the doors to something and it feels like it came out of nowhere. It should never feel like that. Even if you look at me right now, I have 2 things that are upcoming. One is the Ultimate Launch Bootcamp, and one is Together We Launch. And you're gonna hear me talk about those things and seed those things because I want you to know they're coming. I don't want you to be surprised when I open the cart and you be like, what the heck is this? So that's tip number 4. Use a launch strategy that works. So there's lots of different parts to a launch strategy, but in the Ultimate Launch Bootcamp, I am going to be walking you through my sales strategy. Tip number 5 is to look at your launch like a math equation. This is actually the best tip. I've saved it for number 5 because if you're still here, you're extra special. But every single launch that you have is a math equation. And this is something that you'll hear me teach again and again and again. It's about looking at the numbers, studying the numbers, and figuring out what do I need to tweak in order to achieve better results the next time around. So it's not just about this one launch, it's about this launch being a piece of a bigger puzzle. The data that you can get from one launch could be exactly what you need in order to have your first 6-figure launch the next time around. And that's why it's so important to not put all of your eggs in one basket. You need to be able to look at your numbers and analyze your numbers. So I've given you my top 5 launch tips. Now I want to hear from you guys. What is it that you're offering? What is it that you have launched? Tell me about your numbers. What was your revenue? How many sales did you make? How much money did you make in total? What was the cost of your launch? Feel free to share as much information with me about your most recent launch as possible. I would love to learn more about you and your business. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed hanging out, and I will see you guys again next week. Bye.